Hi, and welcome to week 7, the halfway point for us, and the current issues in organizational leadership course. This week's topic is servant leadership, and I'm Jerry Shelton with my video response in the discussion board. Two areas we'll talk about is servant leadership within the context of organizations, and then touch on my experiences with servant leadership, drawing on my time in the Air Force. So first, some definitions from the reading. Greenleaf was mentioned both in the Gupta journal and also in the Van Dierendak reference as saying that servant leadership begins with the natural feeling that one wants to serve, making sure that other people's highest priority needs are being served first. And then he goes on to say that the desire to lead is the next step to connect those two feelings of service and leadership. The Mittal and Dorman journal anchor it in the human drive to bond with others and contribute to the betterment of society. And then in the Van Dierendak article, they mention that a servant leadership conference block was said to have called servant leadership vague and undefinable. Some of the characteristics of servant leadership in the Van Dierendak article talk about it's empowering and developing people, providing direction. Spears is cited in the Gupta journal as saying it's a sense of community, again, commitment to growth of employees. And then McCann and Holt talk about servant leadership in context of sustainable practices or sustainable leadership, which I thought was a neat tie-in to last week's discussions. So in reflecting a little bit on what servant leadership means to me, I said I would draw on my military experiences. And I just kind of going through my scrapbook and thinking about scenarios. And if you look at the upper left-hand photo, that's me on a bomb call. You know, as the flight leader, I kind of am supposed to sit in my desk and take care of paperwork and stuff. But I wanted to, in a way, to show empathy with everybody so that they understood that I wouldn't ask them to do anything I wouldn't do myself. I took my turn in the rotation to go out on bomb calls. So that's picking up an old World War II unexploded ordnance in the jungle of Okinawa. And, you know, it was powerful that the members of my team understood that, you know, I was sharing the load with them and not making them do all the work. The one below that is in Afghanistan. I had someone who was having some difficulties at home and needed to leave the area and deal with that stuff. So I filled in myself and ran on those missions for about 2 weeks, you know, riding around, supporting them as a team member, but also still being the overall leader. And so this is sort of another empathy, but also a form of sustainable leadership, I think. And this is nothing that I invented or anything special about who I am. This is how we operate as a community. We all throw in together and help each other out. In the middle picture there, just kind of handing down knowledge that's passed down through the generations, if you will, a commitment to growth and development. And then finally, in the right is my volunteer work with the EOD Wounded Warrior Foundation, which is tying into that, building a sense of community and instilling that sense of community with our future leaders. My takeaways from the reading was an interesting overlap between some of the leadership frameworks. Transformational leadership was interesting as coming very close, but the distinguishing difference there was in transformational leadership, the allegiances to the organization and not just to the you know, having the empathy and humility and creating value for the community. And then a tie-in with service before self, which is one of the core values in the Air Force, which I think if you just follow that as a core value as a leader, you'll always be on the right track. And then finally, this connection to sustainable leadership. I think servant leadership is a way to achieve sustainable leadership practices. So I see that I'm running out of time. I just wanted to say thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great week. Thanks.